Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Outdoor Builders podcast. Bruno, the Outdoor Builder, is joining us today. Daniel Aviles, sales consultant for Empire Players here. How's it been going so far, Bruno?
It's going great.
Yeah,
The winter's here.
it's coming. if it isn't where you're at, it's definitely coming.
Yes, it is.
I saw the post you put up yesterday with the Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah, you like that one?
Yeah, I liked it.
That was fun.
I resisted on watching that show for a very long time. But
Why is that?
You know what? Because it was too popular.
Oh, got it.
Everybody was talking about it. And I was like, you know what?
That's fun.
I don't want to watch it now.
Yeah.
But instead of watching it, I was like, okay, now it makes sense. Today, Bruno, tell us a little bit about what you're holding in your hands.
Yeah, I mean, again, guys, this is our the deal closer. This product right here is already helping a bunch of people. A lot of good feedback. We came up with this early this month, right? We launched first week of November. We're second week in, and we already like sold out 2 times. We're restocked. Now we have a lot, guys. So if you guys want to order, you guys can go ahead and order. But the deal closer is basically like all the objections and everything that I heard throughout the years, things that I heard from clients, the excuses of like why they're not closing the job with us. And the excuse was always like, oh, because I got to talk with my wife, or I got to, do this. I got someone that's cheaper, right? All the objections that I heard throughout the years, I put the answer in this deck of cards. And like I showed you guys before, I'll show you again. There's so many objections that I heard throughout the years. Like, for example, let's pick one here. Oh, I'm too busy. Sometimes the client's too busy on like even answering the phone or replying to a text message. What I have here is like, yeah, I understand you're busy, but like when will be a good day and time, or even just show up to the homeowner without them knowing, right? So all the strategies and techniques that I developed throughout the years, I put all of them here in the cards, and everything that I heard, you're too expensive. Give me a call another time. I'm too busy now. You charge me a lot more than I can afford it. I'm already closing a deal. I already closed a deal with someone. What I like about this one in particular is that there's so many deals that I went there and I fished back the client to us. And the reason why was because I was able to pay off the fees, right? So sometimes a guy, usually in California, you only take $1,000 or 10%, whichever is less. $1,000, it's like, hey, listen, I'll give you $2,000 in discount. I'll pay you the $1,000 you already gave to that client, to that company, and I'm willing to give you an extra $1,000 just to close the deal with us. You want to do that today, right? So all the ways that I use, all the secrets that I use to close more deals, and that's why we close 8 figures in our business in sales. That's everything here. This is basically the secret, right? The link's gonna be right below this video if you wanna purchase this. It's merchandising propaganda here, but it's good.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's good
it helped a
stuff.
lot of people.
It's helped a lot of people.
Yeah.
And while I myself and the sales team here have not used the deck of cards, right?
Yeah, it's
something that we've learned from Bruno. All these techniques,
Yeah.
all these experiences that he's had for about 16 years.
That's right.
That's something that he's passed along to
Yeah.
us. And I can tell you right now, point blank.
Does it work?
Change the way.
Does it work what I told you?
It absolutely works.
All right, so we're going off a script here, but how much you did on your first year?
First full year I hit 2.4 and a half.
All right,
million.
what experience you had it before that?
I mean, I had experience in this industry. Zero.
Zero in construction. That's right. So like you can be a really good seller guy in where you feel comfortable with, right?
Yeah.
But when you come to a new scenario, like a new place where it's totally different from what you used to, totally different from the comfortable zone you used to live in, now you follow what I told you and you're able to sell $2.4 million in your first year. So imagine people that like really have access to these cards right here, where it's going to really help them. Like the idea of the cards is still this card is not going to make me a millionaire, guys. So I don't need this card money income to like be someone. Yeah. It's like our company is doing great, but this card's going to essentially help those guys that's starting today, right? And that's the main idea.
Even the way I look at it is the guys who are 4, 5, 6 years into this industry.
Yeah.
And they're kind of like, okay, well, how do I close more contracts? How do I grow?
How do I grow? Yeah.
By closing more contracts. And how do you close more contracts? By practicing your sales.
Exactly.
And that card game or those flashcards, it's going to help you.
The flashcards. I'll tell you this: if you're satisfied with the position you are right now with your business, all right, just keep doing what you're doing. That's fine. You're satisfied. There's nothing wrong with that. If you want to grow your business, you can't expect to grow your business by doing the same exactly thing that you're doing now. So it's like, in order for you to grow, you got to do something different. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep receiving the same results that you have. How do you grow your business? You start doing something different. You start studying. You start like learning new techniques, learning new things that you can do. And especially in a scenario like this, and this is the topic we're going to talk about it today. It's like we're in the middle of the winter. Yeah. Like the winter's here, guys. Rain is coming down. Some states are snowing already. What do? Right? And
go to Hawaii.
Yeah, sure.
Go to Hawaii.
I wish.
And be like, okay, guys, I'll be back.
Yeah, I wish I could just say, yeah, we're shutting up for 3 months and we'll come back.
Yeah, right. But
right?
It doesn't work that way.
No.
So what do you do? What do you do in those 3 months where you say, okay, guys, it's time to buckle down. Things are going to be slow.
Yeah.
What do you do to continue to thrive? But also stay afloat. So
me as a business owner, my mentality is like, I have families here that depends on this, right? I can't just tell the guys, all right, guys, see you later and go figure it out on your own. I need you next year, then you come back, right? Because they have their own bills. They have their rent to pay. They have their own things going on. They have a family to feed, right? So I can't be an irresponsible boss by just telling them to go home. What I have to do now is just create a scenario, and I create this for the last 15 years. How do I keep my guys working during the winter, right? And those are the strategies and those are the things that a lot of people out there don't have it. And sometimes you might have a really good worker, a guy that does everything, does framing, concrete finishing, lay pavers. This guy can do everything. If you're not able to keep that guy working, he's going to go find himself another job somewhere else. Why? Because they need the income. Right. Well, Bruno, you can just tell them go lay on the what do you call the unemployment department. They can get money from them. Like, yeah, sure. But how do you feel that? How do you expect that person to trust you when you tell them that? Right. So what I created throughout the years and what I do is I schedule projects, sometimes commercial projects, sometimes projects it can be done under the weather. For example, let's say you're under a pergola, you're doing a brand new patio in the back, or you're doing a new concrete floor that's under an area where you're going to do outdoor kitchen. If you have a gazebo, if you have like a pergola to build that first, then build everything around. Why? Because it can be rain, it could be snow. You can still work under the weather, right? Like under the actual raining season, under the winter season. And projects that I line up is projects that I'll keep the guys working. And I talk with them like, listen, guys, it's going to be kind of slow. Maybe you don't have enough work to keep them working throughout the winter. I make deals with them. We do raffles, right? Raffles meaning we select people that's going to work the full week. And then we give 2 days off for another guy. And then the following week. So you circulating, doing a cycle of change, rotating people, right? So it's like, I'm going to give to David, and Nettie, I'm going to give you guys full week this week, but the next week you guys only working 3 days. And it's not because I don't want them to work. And they understand, once you have the relationship, David is with me for the last almost 10 years now. Right? And he knows, hey, patron, I know what's gonna happen. Sometimes I bring them here, like to the actual warehouse. Hey, let's go ahead, inventory, clean up the warehouse. Let's see what we have. Let's move things around and all that.
Change things in the showroom.
Yes, yeah, like let's paint it, let's touch up. I'll try to keep them doing something, so that way it is worth it for them to stay with me, and they see the effort, right? So the minute you as a good boss show the effort. Just that simple fact of like, hey, I care about you and your family, that I'm willing to just come and have you, paint this wall again, just so I can have you here in the office, here in the company, right? So that's one of the strategies. The other strategy is like start selling different types of products in your industry, right? During winter, that's why I have a manufacturer in Mexico where now it's the winter, right? What happened during the winter? A lot of people buy fire pits. They buy things like this. So I went to Mexico. I closed a deal with the manufacturer. And now we have a fire pit manufacturer where we sell on demand. Meaning We have a website that's a totally different company from Empire. It's Flora Outdoors. Flora does sell outdoor stuff like couches, barbecue islands, fire pits, like everything that the product end side of things, right? So now I am pushing marketing towards that more and more. Hey, don't be cold in this winter, buy a fire pit, things like that. Towards the winter. Why? Because now I get to still have some revenue coming in into the overall organization, right? Two different companies, the organization is one, the holding company is just one, and then all the other companies below. So that's another thing that I do. And again, keep the guys busy. Whenever we're delivering a product, guess who's delivering? Empire is the one delivering. Empire is the one installing the fire pit. Empire is the one doing all that. So I try to create like streams of income from different scenarios, but always inside the same industry, always inside the construction industry.
Okay, so let's run a quick checklist for guys who are just starting off in the industry.
Right.
Homeowners who are watching this as well.
Yeah.
What can you and what can you not install in the ring? Okay.
Okay, that's great.
Can you install pavers in the ring?
Yeah, definitely.
Are there any special precautions that you need to take?
Definitely. So pavers are installable anytime as long as you have a cover over your head, right? So what we do here, we have tents that we put it down. As long as the excavation is already done, you have the base rock in place and it is compacted. After the base rock is compacted, it can rain. It's not going to really do anything to the actual base. And then laying the pavers, you put a tent over and then just have the guys lay the pavers down under that. That's totally doable. Let's say if you're doing that wooden deck, or you're doing a pergola, all this stuff, as long as you have a tarp over that, because you don't want to get yourself wet. Some people don't mind. I have a lot of guys here that are like crazy. They just put a cloth, how do you call that? A tarp jacket. How do you call that?
Oh,
one of those impermeable.
Like a rain jacket.
Yeah, like impermeable rain jacket.
A poncho.
A poncho. Yeah, let's go. As long as they have that on, they don't mind working under the weather, right? So it's like there's so many things that you can still do doing in the rain.
How about pouring concrete? Like I got
No.
concrete.
No. I have done a driveway in, so many driveways, but like I did one in particular last year. It was about 9,000 square feet. We did it 2 days. It was a 2 days pouring. First day we did half, the other day we did another half. On the last load, rain started coming down. So now I have to demo that last load, so it's about 9 yards. Demo and redo it, that section. I'm glad that we had the joint lines right at that. So it's like I was able just to cut that out and redo it. But it was because it started raining, and then we covered the whole thing. But, the water was still heavy. And then basically the tarp created like a stamped concrete. And the clients were like, oh, I kind of like that. I wish we could do the whole driveway with that. Yeah. But it created like a stamp, and it wasn't looking good. So we took it off, and we redid. So that's affecting directly into our profit, right, in the business. So that's why you don't do concrete when it's raining. It's a no-no for that. Now, if you're doing a concrete, so you can install, tiles and porcelain pavers on top of that, sure, whatever. No one cares.
Because you're not showing.
Yeah, you're not doing a finished product with that. We do a lot of foundations during the winter. We do a lot of commercial concrete. Yes, indoors like this right here. Concrete flooring for epoxy. We do a lot of epoxy driveways, right? Garage floors right now during the winter. So new garage. All this stuff. It was what I created over the years to keep myself busy, to keep the guys and keep the company going, right?
What about artificial turf? Can you do turf in the rain?
Yeah, definitely you can do turf in the rain. Again, as long as the base rock is compacted. A lot of people like to do class 2 base rock and then a little bit of DG or number 89 as they finish leveling for the turf. Nothing wrong with that. As long as you have the base rock, the main base product compacted, it can rain as much as it needs to, and it's not going to really change anything. Of course, you don't want a rush of water going through your area, but if it's just like the regular rain going down, yeah, you're fine. Yeah.
What about decomposed granite?
No, you can do decomposed granite, because decomposed granite is a material. The minute you have contact with water, now it becomes like a muddy thing. Like you don't want to do that. No.
Okay.
What else?
Fencing. Can you do fencing in the rain?
Yeah, you can do fencing in the rain. Again, have a tent over. As long as they have the post in, you use the quick set concrete. 30, 45 minutes is dry. That concrete has more calcium. So a lot of people ask me, how do you pour? I seen people pouring concrete under a cold weather because it takes longer to dry the concrete, right? You just add a 2% calcium into the mix, and the calcium will accelerate the curing of the concrete. It's going to cure faster.
Mm-hmm.
That way you're able to do the finish that you have to. So those fast set posts for fencing, decking, like all of that you need, like a pier or whatever type of concrete base. You can buy those bags. Home Depot have them. Dry super quick.
What about a swimming pool?
We just did one yesterday. We did like a night yesterday. It was raining, but it worked.
Okay.
I do not recommend you doing a swimming pool at night. A night pool when it's raining. You can do a fiberglass pool. It's fine. Okay. You can do the building place pool, like late endless pool, and what's the other one? It wasn't late. It was someone else. Like all these building place pools, you can do them. Again, if you have the tent over, the tent will be able to don't let you guys get wet and all that. Of course, do not work with any electrical things. You can do landscape lighting because it's a low voltage, but do not touch like a regular 110 or anything.
What about natural grass?
Natural grass. So two things here. You definitely could, if it is like showering. If it is like heavy rain, don't do it, because that might overwater the grass and that can really kill your grass. So during the winter, what we tell our homeowners is like, make sure your sprinklers are off because it gets too cold and you don't need to water your lawn as much. Now, if it is a winter where it doesn't really rain, like California never rained for the last 7 years until last year, and then it rained, right? Like if you have a winter like that, you want to make sure your sprinklers is off. Like we turn off our sprinklers because we don't want to extra water something that we don't need to. So
what about retaining walls?
Not a good idea. Not a good idea due to if it is a decoration wall is one thing, like a sitting wall, a bench. Now, if it is a regular retaining wall where you have a hill in the back that you really got to retain, you don't want it. Yeah, it's a mudslide. You don't want to do that. Not a good idea. You want to do that before all that rain comes down. The one right here in Oakland right now, this client, it's gonna be a very nice view, but it took him so long to get approved with the permits. But now it's like we're in the middle of the rain and we're trying to speed up things to make sure we block the whole hill because his house is right below. So we gotta pour the concrete as soon as possible.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you answering kind of quick fires of different types of things. Guys, if you guys can think of any more projects, if you have questions, ask him at Bruno the Outdoor Builder on Instagram. He puts up a lot of question boxes.
Yeah.
You can ask him. He has a live
every Wednesday.
Instagram every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Pacific Standard.
Depends on the time. Today's 5. It depends.
Today's 5.
Yeah.
But keep an eye on Instagram. You can actually jump on the chat, ask him questions live, and he will actually either answer them as he's reading them or actually invite you
to come and talk about it.
Come talk about it live and show your beautiful faces to the people watching. So that's invaluable information that he's giving away.
For free. For free. No money.
No money. So check it out. Check out his Instagram. Bruno, any other things that you want to recommend for customers or for contractors or business owners to do while during the winter to stay afloat?
I would say just be smart with what type of company you're hiring for your homeowner. Make sure they're licensed. Make sure they have insurance and all that. If you're a contractor, I know it's a tough time if you have one or two guys, but unfortunately, you got to take care of them somehow. So try to find a job that will at least cover their day expense. Maybe it's a job that someone, you charge them a minimum, but then now it's like, you know what? I'll do less than the minimum just to keep my guys going. So just try to honor the people that's honoring you throughout the summer, throughout the year.
Do you ever do jobs sometimes, essentially at cost?
Oh yeah, I do that, and that's going to be a whole another topic that we can talk another time. But having that in hands, like nonprofit stuff, this is like next time we'll talk about this, how you can take benefit from doing work for nonprofits where you don't get actually paid for, but you get a write-off letter, which is very powerful towards so many other things, and take advantage of that. So
great information.
Yeah, next video.
That means you have to check this out.
Yes.
Guys, Bruno, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Checking us out again this week. Again, Bruno, the Outdoor Builder on Instagram.
Let's go.
The Outdoor Builders podcast as well. Show us some love as well, man.
Yes, come on. Also Daniel Aviles. This guy's good. This guy's good.
Have
All right.
a great week, guys.
God bless. Thank you.